Today, we talk Thor Ragnarok and how it fits in the MCU. We do our top 5 Assassin's Creed games in honor of Assassin's Creed Origin coming out last Friday. And also we finish off with what is going on with Disney and the studios and break down, is it a good idea or a bad, does it help or does it hurt kind of thing? And are we going to start seeing some of that stuff in the future with more studios and more theaters? All this on the F word.
With you.
I thought yours was you.
What's going on, everybody? It's the F Word Podcast here. I am G, and with me is
Nick.
Welcome back, Nick.
It's so good to be back.
It's been a while.
I know.
What's going on? What's new? What's cracking?
Not too much. I missed you guys. I needed to make sure I was here this week for fear that Anthony might get rid of me too. I don't want to be,
Yeah, like you find out that you're, well, it's like, I haven't been on a few episodes lately. I don't know if they're just weeding me out slowly or, or if they just don't want me at all and they're just trying to be nice about it.
If you don't see me in the next 3 weeks, please call my family, let them know. Yeah.
First off, I want to thank everybody who subscribed. We passed 100 subscribers. We were targeting it for the end of December. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. Also, our one Sabura review is almost at 1,000 views. Huge. It'll be our first review, first video, cracking 1,000. So thank you so much, everybody that's been subscribing, that's been taking a look at the show, giving us your feedback. It just means the world to us because, we're just a bunch of guys that like this. They like this medium, like entertainment, and just like talking about it. So the fact that you guys are subscribing and we're getting there, it's awesome.
And by all means, if you want to tell your friends and let them know, hey, if you want something different to listen to, please, by all means, we'll take any referrals.
Anything.
We would love to have more subscribers on there. Like G said, we appreciate it. We do take your feedback seriously. Yeah. We do incorporate it, and we've, as you could see from the beginning, we've totally changed our formats. Mm-hmm. We've done a lot based on your feedback. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and that's been the big thing. But now we're going to move on to something a little bit different. And by a little bit different, I mean just a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I have Thor Ragnarok on the brain. We saw it last night.
Yeah.
Oh dear, it was so much fun.
I still have my Thor hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, even today I was talking about it with some friends at work and stuff like that. And, we were just kind of we just loved the different scenes. This is not a spoiler one, so don't worry.
No spoilers here. We already have our spoiler review up. You can go check it out.
The only thing we're going to say is it was hilarious. It was really good.
Yeah.
Comedic value. I found so many good lines in it. And now it's kind of one of those things where you just start throwing those lines out there when you see people, right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Good. It was just, for me, I like Guardians because it was a lot of fun. I think this one, because I like Thor better as a character. I've always liked Thor. I'm just glad they did a movie like this where Chris Hemsworth can flex his comedic muscles.
Yeah.
And Taika Waititi, who's a really funny director. He also did a thing called What We Do in the Shadows, which I've mentioned before. He's just so good.
Yeah.
It was just super funny. But what I want to ask you is, how does this rank in your MCU films? And how do you think going forward, does it set up the Avengers Infinity War movie? Obviously it does, but in what way to you? And how does it rank?
You know what? I've always been a fan of the Captain America, that movie, right? But this one ranks right up there. And for two totally different reasons, right?
Understandable.
Captain America was a little bit more serious. There was some, political undertones that I thought were really cool and how they brought it in. What I really liked about Thor was it just totally went straight on into the funny side of things, right?
Yeah.
It's this epic, battle kind of a movie, right? It's got
end
great
of the world
action.
kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
totally. But just the lines that they had in there, you just can't help but giggle. I would love to see a Thor Ragnarok outtake, scenes. That would be so awesome.
I'm buying the Blu-ray for that specifically because there's going to be some solid outtakes.
Totally.
And it fit into what they had. There's 2 promos that they put out with Thor living in Australia with a roommate and stuff.
Yeah. saw that.
And I mean, it just fit in so perfectly with
You showed me that.
Yeah. It was just so good. So it ranks up there. Are we talking, more than, I mean, because I think Captain America Winter Soldier was your favorite one.
Yeah.
Does it rank up there in the top 3, top 5?
Oh, I would say it's like second or first. Like, it really is. It's that close for me. And
nice.
like, I've always been a fan of Thor.
Yeah.
Like, I always liked the Thor movies. Pardon me. But I like this one just because they totally, like, the first two were a little bit more like, they had a little bit of comedy in it, but it was more like serious, like, I'm a demigod, like, whatever. So, but this one, it was just so much funnier. I love the way they did it, and I thought it was done well.
Yeah, and so obviously they had the post-credit scenes, which again we won't spoil, but does it change how you thought Infinity War was going to go into it? I know we were talking that there's got to be something that's going to bring them together. We've mentioned this before. They're on the show. I think either me and Anthony talked about it the one time, and then you and I have just talked about it, outside of the show. But do you think it did a good enough job setting it up, and that there's going to be stakes that are going to bring everybody together, other than what we saw the fallout of Civil War? Because we do have that. Yeah. But now the way that this ended, it's kind of thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe that's one part of it, but then there's a second part of it.
I think the way they set it up, I know that they're after scenes, but typically, like, I just saw this one and I was like, like, you know what I mean? Like,
unless you knew it, which I didn't. Me neither. Which, I had no idea.
But I mean, I figured that was the direction they were going to go. How they were going to go about it, no, I had no clue. Yeah. But, I just thought the end scene there, I was just like, what the heck was that? It was like that one other movie that we saw and I was like, okay, nobody's leaving this theater until they tell me who these guys are. It was
X-Men.
Yeah.
It was X-Men Days of, with the Four Horsemen. And then you had like us that were sitting there like,
what the heck was
we kind of know like this, this purple guy that, is obviously Apocalypse and stuff like that. But then I didn't know much about the Four Horsemen because I'm not steeped in the X-Men lore.
Yeah.
But it was that whole thing of you're just sitting there. It's like, oh, everyone's going to pretend like they know what they're talking about. Luckily, Anthony just Googled it and he's like, hey, what is this? And we're like, oh. Okay.
And then it was like, okay, it makes sense. Yeah. Right? The way it comes together. Yeah.
Sweet, man. That's pretty good. For me, I think it ranks for sure. What did I say? I've always had, Civil War, Winter Soldier, and the Avengers kind of as my top 3 kind of interchangeable. Depending on my mood pretty much.
Right.
This one definitely passes Guardians for me.
Yeah.
This one passes Ant-Man for me. This one passes the first 2 Thors for me.
Yeah.
This one even passes Iron Man 3, which I personally liked, regardless on the twist that they put in, that Shane Black did. I liked that twist. I thought it was funny and it was more into his line of doing things. But this one's for sure up there in that close to top 5. I mean, we've had a lot of movies.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of MCU movies going into this. 10 years, I think, this May or something like that. I forget when
really?
Iron Man came out in 2008. So,
jeez.
Yeah, so we're going 10 years. But this one's for sure in my top 5. Yeah. This is why movies are fun to go to. Yeah. The theater was laughing. There weren't a lot of people, surprisingly.
No.
And we were worried about seats, but people were laughing. The jokes landed. Yeah. It was just a fun movie. It moved at a really good pace. It was just boom, 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 boom. Like, they didn't waste any time, which was good. Yeah. And so it was right up there. Again, like I said, that top 5. I'm just trying to think what else would be there. I mean, the Spider-Man Homecoming I really liked. I think it's about my 6 or 7. So that's kind of where it ranks. Just such a good, fun movie. Yeah. But based on how it ended for me, I think it does change my perception on how everything's going to happen in Infinity War. Because things happen, and without that post-credit scene, it's very ominous. It's very short. It's not anything major, but it had that, for me, thinking that, okay, this is all going to be based on what happened with Civil War. This is probably going to lead right into Infinity War. Yeah. I almost feel that the way that this ended is going to be probably the opening thing to Infinity War, and then it leads us to everybody else. Yeah. Which I think would be pretty cool, because that could be the common, like, not just the fallout from Civil War being the common thing to go against Thanos, right? Because of, like, what's going to bring them together? Well, a baddie, right? Yeah. But this is going to tie in something else to it that might give even more of a reason, and maybe even more of a weight to what's been going on. So that's kind of where I'm at on it. But it's going to be interesting. It's definitely something I didn't see coming. I thought they were just going to do another post-credit scene with showing Thanos just, putting on the gauntlet again and doing the, like, just small little things, but it wasn't that, which I actually appreciated.
Yeah.
And then quickly, because Stan Lee cameos. How does this one rank? We won't say what it is.
Yeah.
But Stan Lee's cameo.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I liked how, he kind of mentioned him a little bit later as well. Like, in terms of like, but I thought it was pretty good. This one was, I thought it was one of his better ones. I know he wants to, it's this thing to be in all of the movies. I just think it's overdone now. Like, I'm over it.
Well, the good
I
thing
know
is
a lot
it
of
doesn't
people like it and a lot of people don't, but I'm just kind of like, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah,
but
he's there. You're going to expect to see him somewhere, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
For me, it's just, it doesn't take any time away from anything.
No.
Luckily, and they haven't done it in a way that's imposing on the story. It's just, it's like Easter eggs.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's
There
here.
is.
It's here.
Yeah.
There he is, right?
Yeah.
This one I liked a lot. This one and the Deadpool one are probably two of my favorites.
Yeah.
The Deadpool one was really funny just because it's Stan Lee in a strip club being the DJ, which is the announcer, which I thought was really cool. But yeah. I don't know. Thor Ragnarok is it's going to linger in my mind for a while. I'm going back again to see it. I don't know if I'm going to go, probably not tomorrow, maybe Sunday. I'm not sure, but I'm going to see this probably one more time for sure in the theaters because I got to take Soph because Soph's going to be pissed if she doesn't go see this in theaters.
Christine
and I'll be
wants
pissed.
to go see it too. Yeah.
We'll just have to take the girls out.
Absolutely.
We'll have to do a night of it.
I'm cool with that.
Cool. Well, Assassin's Creed Origins came out last Friday. I'm having a hell of a time playing it. It's a lot of fun. And right now we're going to do our top 5. Spoiler alert, you guys really disappointed me, but that's what we put the poll out for you guys. We still love you. Top 5 Assassin's Creed games right now. Assassin's Creed comes back with Assassin's Creed Origins. It came out last Friday, and so this week we are doing our top 5 favorite AC franchise installments. Coming in at number 5, we've got Assassin's Creed Origins. Not bad for a game that's only been out for a week, but 8.57% of you guys seem to really think that it's supposed to be on the top 5. I don't know if I can blame you on that. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood comes in at 9.52% at number 4. Assassin's Creed 2 at number 3 at 14.29%. And Assassin's Creed 3 at number 2 at 15.24%. Were we playing the same game? And number 1 is Assassin's Creed Black Flag with 38.1% of the votes. Okay. It's your guys' vote. Will you put it out? Our list, aka my list, because I'm the resident AC nerd. It's definitely Assassin's Creed 2 at number 1. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood at number 2. Black Flag at number 3. AC1 at number 4. And the jury's still out for Assassin's Creed Origins because I'm still playing it. But I'm probably going to say Unity at number 5. I didn't have the glitches that you guys did, so it was a pretty decent game. That's our top 5. Enjoy the rest of the show. Star Wars. Disney Studios.
And I'm just going to repeat
pressure.
everything you say.
And the pressure they're putting on the theaters.
Yeah.
You were supposed to repeat that.
And the pressure they were putting on the theater.
Unbelievable. Why do we even do this? We're done now.
Yeah.
Okay. So Disney Studios has listed out a few demands that they want from the studios, which I think is a response to the fact that the box office has been dropping substantially over the course of the past few years. Mm-hmm. Less people are going to theaters. We've got a generation of people that are more into the streaming side of things than anything else. Netflix having their original movies, Amazon doing their thing where it's in like a couple weeks in the theaters and then it'll go out on Amazon Prime if they have it.
Yeah.
So what Disney's doing right now is they've got a list of demands. And I'm going to pull up the article that I read this on. This was from Scott Mendelson from Forbes. It's called Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Why Disney is Pressuring the U.S. Theaters. So what they're looking at doing, I think it was this one. It was either this one or another one. Anyways, what they're wanting to do is take another 10% pretty much from the box office. Mm-hmm. And what it said and sorry, it wasn't that one. It was another article, but they want also to secure their biggest theaters in every movie theater, the 4 biggest ones for 4 weeks specifically for The Last Jedi, on top of the increase from 55 to 65% of the box office.
Yeah.
Now, your business acumen is unparalleled to a lot of other people, and I'm putting this on the record now because I've met a lot of other people. But when you've got the movie theaters taking a turn downwards because of streaming, because of all this stuff, less people going to theaters. I mean, we were at a Thor Ragnorok premiere last night, and there wasn't barely anybody there.
Yeah.
And we thought it was going to be packed. However, you do go to some that are packed. Yeah. Do you think this is smart of Disney to do?
Whether it's smart or not, well, I say yes. And the reason I say yes, it goes to show the power of their branding.
Of course.
So, I mean, look, bottom line is people are going to be lining up to see this movie. Star Wars is just an epic. It's like a yearly thing now, especially with all the little side movies they're doing. With all the movies, small little budgets of a few $100 million.
Indie films, really.
Yeah, I mean, really. Yeah. But I think what they're doing is, they're branding themselves. They want to make sure that Disney Star Wars brand has the respect and relevance that it deserves. So, that's why they are saying, you know what, listen, we're going to bring people to your theaters. Yeah. They are going to spend money in there, and we do want a bigger cut. Our brand is filling your theaters. That's what they're telling them, right? The other thing is they want to make sure that, after week 1 or week 2, they don't want it to go into a smaller theater because for them, it's demeaning to their brand. Right. So this is what they're doing. What they're doing isn't necessarily a smart business move in terms of like financial. Well, it is that too, but it's a smart marketing and branding move. It makes them more it makes them a stronger force. Theaters are going to do it. They will do it. And what it does is it makes both Disney and the Star Wars franchise, that brand, stronger. So now they're doing a whole other level. You might even see Marvel, at some point, they might do the same kind of demands, but they're not as big, I don't think.
Well, Disney owns Marvel anyways, right? But
they're not as big of a brand as Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was my other question. Do you think that they're going to start doing that with the Marvel stuff? Do you think Kevin Feige might go to the Disney and be like, we need you to pull your weight in the sense of bust out the hammers, break down the doors, and we want, the Star Wars demand right there, right? Do you think that's going to happen with Marvel as well? And do you think also that a lot of studios are going to try to mimic that in some way, shape, or form?
Well, I think they might go that route. I mean, the bottom line is these movies take hundreds of millions of dollars to make. They're not small budgets. So for them, what they're doing is they're kind of like hedging their bet, right? Yeah. They want to make sure that, okay, look, like you said, streaming is going up, less people are going to the theaters. We need to capitalize and make as much as we can off of this. Now, they're going to make money off their royalties, off of everything else as well. It's not like they're going to be hurting. Yeah. But they want to take advantage of that first wave where really the big, hurrah, everybody's going to go in to see these movies. They want to take advantage of that and try to maximize their profit center. On a business standpoint, I see it and I'm like, it's a smart move. On a consumer standpoint, you kind of look like a bully, right? Yes. And that's where a lot of people...
they look like the Empire now.
Exactly.
They're pulling Empire.
Some dude in a black robe is coming and give me your money.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you could add special effects there, that'd be so great. But no, I think a lot of people might look at it now and it might be kind of might be a stigma and be like, okay, well, wow, are you really going to be like that and kind of beat up on because the theaters are hurting too. It's not like just the movie industry. I mean, there's jobs in those theaters as well. Yeah. So, you're taking profits out of there. I mean, I see both sides of the coin, but, if anyone could do it, it's them. I mean, you're not going to have other smaller films ever going to take over anything like that. So,
well, and I don't know if Universal, if Paramount, if some of these other companies have that weight behind them and have the movies that they can do that. Because if you were to tell a theater, so a lot of the cases now this comes down to, if you don't do this, our movie's going to not be in your theater. Yeah. That's what they're doing. They've got so much weight behind everything that they do that it is a case of, you don't take our demands, or we're pulling it out of your theater, right? Nick, you've been a business owner before, so for someone, if you're running a theater, wherever you are, you're running your theater. Theater, the only money you're going to make is basically off concession because you're already losing the 55% from the box office anyways. Yeah. Someone comes in and bumps it up to 65, you've had diminishing returns on your theater, it's been losing money or not making as much as, 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Where does that put you as Mr. Theater owner?
As Mr. Theater owner, I say give them whatever they want.
Yeah.
They have that much flex. I'm not gonna, you look at it.
So you have no choice.
You have no choice, right? But at the same token, you look at it, what's the worst? Like, give them an extra 10% or risk losing 100% of business.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. So, and losing that concession.
And losing that concession. Yeah. And losing legitimacy, too. Like, as a theater, if you're the one who's not playing Star Wars out of all the other theaters, guess what? That's bad on your brand, too. So if you're one of these theaters that are not showing Star Wars because you didn't want to pay the 65%.
The extra 10.
Or
but an extra 10 on, you got box offices of, I don't know the exact numbers of a per theater, but let's say you get a box office that, I don't know, 10 million, right? Which is probably more than, it's a single theater. Like, how much do you figure? Like 5,000, let's say?
Yeah. Like
in a box office or whatever.
Yeah.
So then 65% of your 5,000, you're not left with a lot.
Yeah. It's quite a bit.
Yeah. So you're left with a lot less, which then you still need that to take care of your overhead,
right?
Bring in your concession, pay your staff, because it takes, like you said, it takes a lot of people to run a theater, especially on those busy nights.
Yeah.
Last night, like, we're seeing 5 people at a till. We've got 3 runners. We got a guy at the ticket thing. We got ushers. We got the people in the projector upstairs. There's a lot of staff that are running that floor.
Absolutely.
And is this going to be a healthy? Because even as much as this might seem good from a business standpoint for Disney to take that extra 10%, and as much as we're still going to go see Star Wars: The Last Jedi because we have our tickets.
We already have our tickets. Yeah.
Do you think in the long run, this continuing bullying is actually going to help? In, like, long term, short term, sure. Last Jedi crushes or so on and so forth. Are people going to care about Star Wars going forward? Will they be able to have this ability? And if they've been doing this for so long, is this just going to end up backfiring on them? Do you think, like, again, you being now from being Mr. Theater owner to Mr. Studio, how many times can you do this?
Well, here's the thing. It's not like it's going to happen with every movie or whatever, right? Like, this is not going to set a new standard by any means. Yeah. I think they'll just do it with these epic, like, blockbusters like Star Wars. Maybe with Marvel with their Infinity War.
Yeah.
I don't see it because I don't think it has as much strength as something like Star Wars. I think for the company, like for Disney or whatever, I think they'll be fine. I don't think, there might be a little bit of people, like, a little bit of the population that goes like, oh, you're bullies, whatever. For the most part though, people don't really care. Entertaining them comes first, right? So,
it's all about us,
it
right?
is. It totally is. Like, and that's why they're doing something like this. Yeah. People are going to go pay the movie. They know it's the same ticket price. What you might see later on down the road, if this ever does become a more mainstream where they up a percentage, you will see higher concessions. And you will see a cut down in staffing. And that's where it's going to come back to, right? Yeah. In the end, if I'm a business owner and I know my expenses are going to go up, what am I going to do? I'm going to, hack a little bit of my budget here and there to make up for it and keep my profits the same.
Well, it costs about, when I get my popcorn, I got my mini eggs because our theater has mini eggs now, but they don't have it in the combo. Get it in the combo. Yeah. And I get my drink. It was $21.
Yeah.
And I've got my little card that gives me a discount every once in a while, but I'm going to a lot of movies, so, I'm building that up again.
Yeah.
It's going to be really expensive for us to go. If the ticket price is $20 alone, it ends up getting it because it's already jumped up.
Yeah.
Like $15.50 was Ragnarok, I think it was, or Justice League, because it was up. It went up almost $5. It went up. Like a couple dollars.
It was $17 or something.
Was it 17?
Yeah, I thought so. No, it was
$15.50. Yeah, but it went up from before, right?
From $12.50.
From $12.50.
Yeah.
So you go from $12.50 to $15.50. You got a concession of $20. You're pretty much close to $40 for one person.
Yeah.
It's going to be $80 just to go check out a movie. And I don't want to go to a theater and not have my popcorn because that's going to be the concession that me as a consumer is going to make. If I'm the one saying, well, I've already spent $20 on my ticket, am I going to spend another $20 on getting a popcorn? Or now people are just going to be they're going to be sharing as much as possible.
Yeah.
Instead of me getting my own popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one to share.
Yeah.
And which is fine because as I'm getting older, I'm finding I can't eat as much butter anymore.
Yeah.
But it's a tough call. And I think it's going to hurt the concession later on. I think those rising ticket prices, but let us know what you think of that. Do you guys think that Disney's kind of pulling the Empire card and bullying a little bit? That was our show.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok on the mind. I can't wait to go back. We got some Star Wars stuff going on. Comment below. Thank you again, everyone who subscribed, getting us past that 100. We're hoping to get, to 200 and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Give us your feedback. Nick.
Thank you.
Glad you're back.
Me too. Good to be back.
Nick, I'm G, and we're out.